Okay, so I am going to be setting up the new Erin Condren Homeschool Planner for this upcoming 26-27 year. This was last year's, and I do have a video on it, going through it, and then I think another video on how I used it and maximized all of the pages in here because honestly, it's a pretty detailed um, like homeschool planner. So this is the new one. I love doing something like bright and fun just because I don't know, it's just school. Reminds me of something fun. I did open it and check it, make sure everything was good when I got it, but now it's time to break it open. And this one I actually got with what we call ourselves, which is Hot Mess Homeschool. Because we're kind of hot messing all over the place, and that's just kind of how we are. So obviously I need a planner that helps keep me in check. So, it's a little oh, that's this thing right here. But other than that, the cover may be different, but the inside is completely the same, so I'm just gonna attack it the same way. I did get some stickers because I've been rocking these stickers. I think I told you in a previous video from a previous planner I had these stickers and they were from a teacher one. So that's why it was a little bit more like conference calls, parent teacher conference, testing, stuff like that. Stuff I don't really use, but honestly, I've just collected them over the years. And I wanted to make sure that I had enough to just kind of get it all set up. So I'm gonna break these open and we're gonna see what we're working with here. Okay. Oh, it's in a booklet. Oh, this is cute. Because these are like literally sheets that like I've like ripped out of the back and like cut the little things off of. Field trip, assembly, birthday, testing, memo, list, probably a bunch of stickers I won't use. I'm going to be honest with you. Lots. Okay. Well, that's annoying because they're already coming out. Oh, okay. Lots of letters. Oh, these are cute. Today, cute little sayings and strips. Memo to do urgent. 2. So these are date stickers. And then staff meeting, testing. So yeah, those are cute. They're more, I think, more for school, not for homeschool, but they don't make homeschool stickers. Because honestly, it would be like lots of jammy days, probably lots of field trips, um, and less, testing and stuff like that. So, and then I always get these because these are undated. If you notice, they are undated. And who's got time for that? So I'm gonna go through and literally lay this out for the year. So then I can start laying out their schoolwork for the year. So I'm gonna jump on some of the printing of the books and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put stickers in, label them, date them, write in when they're gonna get breaks and all of that jazz. So I'm gonna get this started here. My son is like ready to pop this. He was like trying to grab it when if you know, I don't know if you guys noticed, I had his hand was like coming and I grabbed it, pulled it out. But I think I'm going to save this cute little sticker for my journal because this is what I'm doing today. Okay, well, this is being annoying. Just gonna rip it. there you go. Had some sticky on there. Okay. So I'm gonna save this for my journal. So I'm gonna take a picture of what I'm doing today. And we're gonna get started here. Okay. So very cute. Very cute. Very excited about it. Um got my Lamy Pen ready to go. So this is made for like a dry erase. I do not use it because I did in the past with like the teacher one that I was telling you about, and when you close it, it rubs off on this, and that bothers me. So I don't use it honestly, and now I really don't have a point for it. There's not really a use for it for me. I'm having trouble with my Lamy Pen here, so go. I might have to grab an old trusty pen here. It could be out of ink. Let me try changing this out. Can't tell if it's empty, and it looks kind of empty, so that might be the problem. Always do this. I'm always afraid it's gonna like shoot out the pin. Yeah, I knew it wasn't all the way in there. There we go. Felt it. All right. Let's give this another shot. If it doesn't work, moving on. Okay, I think I got it going. I spent way more time on it than I should have. Got ink all over my hands now. Okay.
So you have all fast. What? You have green. You have all green.
All right. Next is our family mission statement and values, and then homeschool goals.
Can I stack mine? No, because I didn't know what the yeah.
Pick. Okay.
Yellow. Can you switch? Doesn't matter. Why do you have to do this to me? Blue.
Right, to have an education that fits our lifestyle. Not change our lifestyle to fit an education. All right. To our values, freedom to learn, freedom to grow, freedom to invest,
Okay. Or no.
in our interests and priorities. Okay. All right. So homeschool goals.
Yeah.
This is where I'm gonna write out like some of um the things that the kids are interested in, and some of the things that they want to do. It kind of gets messy because throughout the year I continue to add. So interest. So typing skills was one that they wanted to do, and we have not tackled that. Typing skills, reptiles.
Uno.
These are
You got to say Uno. You did?
these are units
I said.
from where we get our curriculum. So if you're like, why reptiles? That's why it's a unit that they really want to go through.
Uno. You haven't said Uno
Creepy
past
crawlers.
7 times. Don't you?
Not something I want to do.
No, technically
Art.
you should stack. No. No, don't you? Because he didn't say Uno, so now Joe.
Human body.
No. It's when you caught. It's when you get
Energy.
No.
Okay, and then right here. To allow kids to explore. Gain interest. Knowledge.
I see the future. I see.
Outside of basic
I see.
academics.
Are you getting the levels? You go. Go.
Further prepare them for life and be able to succeed
All right, there you go.
beyond what they can comprehend. So that is our goal with homeschool, is allowing them to explore things that they probably wouldn't normally get to explore if they were in a normal public school system. Sorry, getting my drink and my coffee here. Um, so it's allowing them to explore things that maybe have of interest to them, um, that doesn't just necessarily fit in like the school book. Um, so energy, and I'm gonna keep going here. Weather and disasters. So I think this is something that we're gonna take um, in the spring. I think we talked about it just because the weather here, and then we need to complete U.S. History 3, U.S. History 4, U.S. History 5. And I'm pretty sure there was a U.S. History 6. Boys, can one of you get me the book with all of the units in it? I'm pretty sure, wasn't there a U.S. History 6? Wasn't there 6? I thought there was a total of 6. You don't know? Okay.
6.
I think there was 6.
Like 5.
All right, I'm just gonna make sure. U.S. History, yeah, U.S. History 6. I knew there was. So we want to complete all the U.S. histories,
No. You just.
and then we'll go into world history. That's the plan. Okay, and then we need to continue with essay writing.
I already have so many cards.
I noticed coming out of public school, their writing was not what I think the standard should be. So that's something I really try to make sure and work on. And then we've got like we have got guitar lessons on here. And we count that towards school because that is considered knowledge and growing. Martial arts. So we want to get them into some martial arts classes. We need to explore engineering for my oldest.
Go.
See if that's something that he wants to
Do you have to play? Yes. Yeah.
continue, and then what
Wait,
field of engineering.
You have to draw.
And then field trips.
No.
They love field trips. They gain so much knowledge from field trips. And then I've got extra space here to keep that list going throughout the year. And it does as new units come out all the time. There's so many units that they want to do that there's literally just there's not enough time in the year to do everything that they want to do. So I mean, I so wish we had started them in homeschool earlier, just because of how much knowledge they're gaining and how much they want to learn. So, okay, so we don't have any state requirements for this. This is nothing that we have to worry ourselves with. I'm gonna fill this out off camera, but I will do the guidelines for learning here in Texas.
You did. What? You know what my second favorite animal is? Fox. You know what my third favorite animal is?
Which are very minimal, like
Oh, that's alright.
just very minimal. Number 1,
Yeah, they never made the
homeschool must
Okay, but I didn't
be
know that
real.
Earth Ray was an actual thing.
And this is
Stop being disorderly.
actual, like, this is not me putting it into words.
Stop being disorderly.
This is their words, not a sham. Number 2. Okay, so I moved you guys down a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better. Curriculum must be visual. That would be workbook, an actual book, or a video. Okay. And then curriculum must include reading,
Oh.
spelling, grammar, math, and good citizenship. All right, so that is that, and this is it says approved curriculum. Again, we don't have to have approved curriculum. So I just put what our preferred is, and then maybe additional knowledge, things that I can always refer to if I do need to go outside of our scope of curriculum. So our preferred curriculum for our family is Gather Round. Okay. And then the additional is Academy.
No, no freaking way. Did he just draw 8? Baby.
Tunnel Twins. We've got
You should play down the 4 card. I was really hoping that you actually did.
Brave Writing. This is like ELA stuff.
I was saving it to the last because he threw one on me.
The Good and the Beautiful. Education.com. And then we've got Smarter by 1 Degree. This would be for college credits. And then we have All in One. And then we have Easy Peasy.
Green.
I feel like I'm still struggling with this pen, so I'm done. Just gonna go to the old trusty. Easy Peasy. Homeschool. I think the nib, I have an extra fine, and I think it's just too fine for me. It feels scratchy almost. Okay, so there is that. And I'm going to fill out the school district info and then turn the page, and I'll keep going from there. Okay, so I turn the page, and the
Dang
next
it.
page is this kind of just this overview of the year. And so I'm going to lay out each month, and then it's kind of like where I put like what, like let me show you last year's, like this. It's got a lot of whiteout on it. So I usually use the front top portion for like homeschool days, and then the bottom portion for whatever school unit we'll be going through at that time. So I'm going to get my pen, and I think I'm just gonna have fun and do a fun color. Let's go with lilac. So this year we're not starting school until September. Um, yeah. So we wanted to fully experience the whole year, and we can. Okay. This is an acrylic paint pen from Amazon.
I drew.
September,
You drew? I drew. I have every color of card. No.
October.
Except blue. No, I have blue. Then play it. No, I don't have. Then what?
November.
Sorry. I'm not.
December.
This one. Erin. Show me that dev, baby. Get out the cards. Draw two. Why would you? Rick, what do you draw? No, no, please don't tell me it's a +4 card.
February. Okay.
Yeah. Show me.
March.
Show me. Show me. No, I don't want to. Show me. I don't
April.
want to. Show me. I said I don't want.
May.
Well, show me.
And then I do go ahead and just put the summer months in here. Sometimes we'll do stuff, sometimes we won't. Just depends.
You're hiding.
July and August. Okay, so we did that. Definitely have to wait for it to dry.
I think yellow.
But as I am going through the months, here, I come back here and write any days that I know, but I do it in pencil because things change. So let me get my graphite pencil here. I'm gonna use my graphite pencil only because it's easier to erase.
Wait, no.
Should probably hit this with the heat gun, which I don't have ready, so bear with me. Bless you. Yeah. There we go. Done. Okay, so moving on here.
2 cards.
I put in here groups that we are a part of. Just for reference sake, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that now.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh no.
Well, you know.
Okay, so
Onyx.
What?
I have filled that out, and now I'm gonna have like important websites
Too big.
again, just a place to reference. So
Mine's a little too thick.
homeschool,
One card, really? One card.
What a make it
freedom coalition.
I feel pretty good. Yours?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so then we've got
Do you want to
a
grab an gun?
sample. I have a sample school day.
But go down.
And I had
and
this
shoot
when
each
I was
other?
working, just because
Oh,
the
instructions.
kids needed something to reference when I was
No.
busy. But I feel like this has changed.
Oh,
You know.
Yeah. I need it. No.
So I'm not really sure how to. I will do one, just not quite sure how to
Cherry Coke is very good though.
lay it out. So then I've got
What you think?
their
Cherry Coke?
chores that are listed. So we've got audio and Onyx, and then B Dogs AM, B Dogs PM, and then we've got okay, we've got
Let's play another game.
dog poop, real life here, guys.
Yeah.
Monday,
No. Oh. You can't
Wednesday,
touch.
and Friday. Onyx.
I'm sorry.
Sure.
What did he do?
There's bubble wrap back here and I accidentally stepped on it.
Oh, you accidentally?
Yeah, he accidentally. You caught that, right?
Accident.
Thursday and Saturday.
Hold down the
And
floor.
then audios is to unload the dishwasher. Okay. Onyx is to switch and swipe the bathroom.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. And then we've also got
God, pull.
trash duty. So
Try your
Tuesday, Thursday,
Okay, well I am also laying.
and
No, I'm doing one
Saturday on audios.
Oh, me too.
And then trash for Onyx is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So they switch off from the doggy poopy. And then they have combined chores.
Oh my god. Oh. Something. I'm strong.
Boys.
Oh.
Shh. You're so
Sorry.
loud.
It
Okay, so Monday,
was this. It was like,
they separate the laundry.
Come here and I'll show you what we'll do.
And then Tuesday, put away darks. Wednesday. Put away colors. Thursday. Put away socks and underwear. This kind of goes because I have a laundry schedule. I know um, what will be done what day, which sounds very type A of me. And then Friday is make bed and clean room.
Oh, we had that.
And clean desk. And chair. Because they get like pencil crap all over their hands, and it ends up all over the desk and all over their chair because they'll grab the chair with their hands. Okay. Making sure that that was dry. All right,
I'm just an innocent old man.
guys.
Yes.
I feel like this is a pretty accurate thing. I'm just gonna go for it. Wake up, breakfast, and get dressed. 9 a.m. They do chores. 9:30. They have Bible. 9:45. Any seat work, which would be spelling and vocab words. And then we've got, see, this is where it changed. We did the lesson in the afternoon because I had to work. So then would be 10 a.m. would be the lesson and videos. And then usually by 10:30. Okay, so either my phone died or it overheated. Something happened. And I was like talking and then you guys weren't there. So I did finish the sample day. But again, this is just a sample day that the kids can kind of follow. But at the end of the day, we're very much like, your homeschool kids and you're responsible for yourself. I shouldn't have to tell you what to do all the time. Um, you could see the list of work and decide what needs to be done. So sometimes they'll have, pockets of time where they just want to get their schoolwork done. They get in, get it done. So sometimes they'll do reading or they'll do the multiplication flashcards and then even follow this. But it's always there for them to refer back to. So that's why I like to put that in there. But currently, while I lost you guys and was waiting for my phone to come back on, I went ahead and started the tabs. So this is just all of the months. This is just all of the months and it's on clear labeler, sticker, whatever. And I literally do two, so one for the front and then one for the back. So like here's the front and then I flip it over and then there is the back. I like both sides, and I will tell you, I have traveled with my other one, took it to California with me, packed it in a suitcase, and these have never come off. But the labels are like laminated here, so you can write in if you'd prefer. I don't like that. I'd rather have my label and it like look pretty. That's just me. So what I'm doing is I literally printed this off and it was much wider. So I literally cut it down on both sides and then I just simply cut off one as I need it. Like this. Okay. And we're going to go to October here. And I have these little trusty little nifty things here. And peel them off. Like that. And then let's make sure it's on flat. Like this. Stick it on, and then I have my little tool here, and I just kind of burrow it in. And you don't even know. Most people don't even know it's a sticker. I spelled that wrong. Did I do them both? October. No, that's right. Oh my gosh, I think I need sleep. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that, and then I'll go in to do the months with the sticker dates. Okay, now that that tedious work is done, I hate that part. Those tiny little stickers, but see, it looks so much better now. So now you can see all of the months and easily. So I like that. It's worth it in the end. And like I said, they stay on. I'm pretty rough with the book. So now we're going into the months, and what I'm going to do here is write September in and then put the date stickers in. So I try to match the colors, you know, but it doesn't always happen. Usually by the end there's something that doesn't match. So yeah, it's just one of those things. So like this is like a teal type of color, which I'm assuming would be with that. Okay, so September. All right. And we're going to hit that with the heat gun just because I know what happens with paint. Oh, and plug my heat gun to do the label maker. Okay. Trying to hit it too much because, like, see, it wrinkles the paper. But that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. Okay. I need to
Love it.
get a calendar here.
They can fly. The flip and stick.
To figure out when the September starts. Let me get my planner out. It's a lot less thinner. A lot thinner. Okay. So haven't set up my September clearly. All right. So on a Tuesday. Okay, these are annoying. Wow. Okay. There we are. Tuesday number 1. There we go. All right, so this is going to be where I'm going to be at for the next while. I'm going to go through and do everything, and then I go back through and start marking when they start, certain holidays. So I'm going to get into all that. So this will be, I hate this part because it's over this spiral. There we go. It's pretty tedious and annoying, if you want to know the truth. But again, once it's done, it's done. I don't want to wait to set up each month right before. Again, I go in and I will like do a unit and then do an arrow so I know how long it takes so I can plan out their whole school year. Not that we don't adjust. Like last year I had fully planned to like work in November, and my grandmother ended up coming and staying with us for a little while longer than I had originally planned. And she's kind of in our like living room, like where we do school, and so school just didn't work out that month. So we just adjusted and moved on. But that's why I do it in pencil. So, anyways, I'm gonna set these up, and it's gonna take me a little bit. So I will be here a while with all these little annoying stickers, and then I'll go back through and show you them all completed. Okay, so I've done all of the months. It took me, I think, over 2 hours to do all of these little stickers. So this is how it looks, and then there's these little like asterisk ones right here that I use just to make notes for like possible field trips that that go along with whatever unit that we're working on. But this is pretty much it. So then it's all set up for the entire year. Just kind of giving you a quick overview. April, May, June, July, and August. So now I'm going to go back through and start in the beginning and just work out holidays, days that I know that will be off, and then corresponding with their time off. I usually just go along with whatever the our district usually does. It just kind of lines up um just with other like events around, like whether it's spring break or whatever. It just kind of like lines up. So I'm gonna just go ahead and do that and fill that in. We're just starting later this year. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on that, and then I can start doing the actual lesson plans and when those are gonna happen. I just have to know what days are gonna be off school to plan that. All right, so I've gone through and I put the birthdays in because I know that those are days that we just take off. Like if it's a birthday, we're not doing school. And then did holidays. So what I do is I just usually pick a sticker and write on there. So like this one's blue. Let's go with blue on this one. This one's Labor Day. No school. And then I will fill it in from there. So I usually try to find stickers that I reuse for the same thing. So like that has pencil. I thought I would cover it up, but it didn't. So like these ones I'm gonna use for holiday. Like this one I used for the breaks. So I did a strip last year. These ones I use when we start new units. I haven't found a use. Like I'm not gonna use any of these. Um, Oh, and then the other one that I use a lot is this one. And these are like when we do homeschool activities and I put those on there. So like I don't know what I'm gonna do when I run out of these because they don't Erin Condren doesn't sell them separately. And there's not as many in here that would be functional for me. So yeah, not sure what I'm gonna do next year. But I've got that, and then I'm gonna do a sticker for the first day of school. So I'm gonna find something that would work for that. I had last year I had an apple and it said first day of school, last day of school, which is really cute. Oh, yeah, right here. But those are all gone. So I think I'm just gonna do these little guys right here. First day of school. And we are starting a little bit later this year, but it's just because of how our schedules all fell. So I'm not concerned because we do a lot of work throughout the year. So there we go. She's in there. And then I'll show you when I get to like November, spring break, December, what it's gonna look like with the strips because I do have some strips from in my new stash of stickers. So I'm gonna show you how that works. All right, so now we've got October. I don't think I did end of quarter stickers. I think I just oh no, I did. I had apples. Right? I did. I had apples. Okay. Let me see if I can find something that will work. See, like these are cute, but you can't write on them with that foil. That makes it hard. Um, let's just do stars and I'll write next to it. That works. That works. That works. I like my tweezers for my stickers. I think that's just easier to handle. And then they don't have a lot of your fingerprints on the back. So your they stick really well. All right, so this will be end of Q1. And then we've got start. And do I have to do them in quarters? No. No, I do not. But I do like to do that just because then I can see how much school they're getting done in like just kind of like the time frame. Like I'm just making sure that we're doing enough. Does that make sense? I think it's easy to what am I looking for? Like it's easy to not. You have to have set up some standards and things that you follow through with in homeschool. Otherwise, you won't get anything done. If that makes sense. Okay. So I literally cannot write on a lot of these. Excuse me. Do not mean to cough in your ear. And see, like these are made for teacher books, so they don't quite fit in there. I think I'm just gonna use these. Just call it a day. So this will be, let's just do the light green. Fall. Great. Now I've had many things change where you done? Where it's changed and like we have to adjust the schedule, and I've taken these stickers off. In fact, you didn't see this on camera, but I had messed up the stickers and I had put the date, the starting November on the start of November on Saturday, and so everything was off, which is why there's already whiteout on here. Because I thought this was my husband's birthday, but it's really appeared. So it happens. But if you are very careful with the stickers, they usually come right off if you need to adjust them. Okay. Now I'm going to get into these little lines here. And I usually just pick one. Oh, we need a Thanksgiving sticker. What stickers am I using for holidays again? I forgot. There we go. Thanksgiving. So we'll do Thanksgiving in this green color. Thanksgiving. All right. So I do this in my graphite forever pencil, just because it's so much easier to erase than in a normal pencil. All right, so there is Thanksgiving. All right, and then we're off that whole time. So I usually use these to connect the days. So like doing an arrow or whatever. How am I going to do this? Because I already put his happy birthday sticker on there. All right. See, I already lifted this sticker. So you're gonna see. It's gotta be easy. It doesn't help that I'm coming from that direction either.
Yeah.
Alright, and then I'm gonna get my scissors here. there, and we're just gonna put all that down. Oop. The Y. I tore the Y. Oop.
Does it go down too? Okay, down it doesn't really help with. It definitely helps going up. Let me show you this again. Wait, this is crazy. It like marches all the way up, and I'm doing nothing. I'm not even kidding. Like, I wish I was lying to you guys, but I'm not. Well, I don't wish I was lying. But I wish that this wasn't as good as it is, because this is insane. I'm invincible. Now this is it all.
Exactly.
There we are.
Just sad. Just a really sad.
It's gonna be
wall.
super
Whereas if you put it
nitpicky.
on,
There we go.
you go straight.
There we are. And then I will put this one over here to link. See? Do it again. Link these two days. So then they know that this is wow.
Oh my gosh.
Name out. And there we go. So that is going to be like how I do the breaks with stickers. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to do this for all of the holidays and breaks, and then I can start looking at the units and filling in from there. So you kind of got to fill in your days, and then you can start actually planning the year. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, so now I've done all of the little stickers for the breaks, quarters, holidays, things I know we're gonna take off last day of school. So I've done all of that. Like, and I just did like this one was Earth Day. I would have probably done one for St. Patrick's Day and Pi Day, but one's on a Sunday, one's on over spring break. So we're not gonna do anything that time, and mine are starting to get older, so they don't like all that little fun stuff as much anymore. But I thought Earth Day might be fun to do, I don't know, something. So just a reminder so I don't forget. So now that I've done this, I'm gonna go back through and pencil in their groups that they're a part of, or special homeschool things that we normally do. Like there's always roller skating that we do once or twice a month. There is a Thursday group that they're a part of, and then we're going to check into a co-op. So things like that, and I'm going to pencil those in. I do leave them penciled in because sometimes we don't end up going. But I just like to have it laid out like this. And then I'm going to start filling them in on this. Where is it? Oh, here. So again, the dates of special things. And then once those are filled in, then we'll start planning the actual year. So here we go. So I think it's the first. See, I have to remember because my brain has been in summer mode, and I'm like, I don't remember now when things are. Like I think it's. Let me just check in my old book here. So, sorry if my dogs are barking. They're annoying, I know. Okay, so the first Thursday and the first Wednesday are our roller skating. Okay, and then I believe it's the second Tuesday of the month that there is Chuck E. Cheese Homeschool Day. For those of you that don't know, sometimes the kids just like to play the arcade games. So I always put that in there, and then that would be it for right now. I don't know the dates of the co-op, so that's gonna have to wait. All right, and then I'm gonna go and add them in all the special dates in here, and then I'll be able to plan my day accordingly. So obviously, oh, I put Labor Day no school when first day of school is down here. It's because we're gonna be gone. So that's why I'm just gonna go ahead and start them on the 14th. But whatever. Oh well. Okay, so then it's hard to write a spiral thing. Okay. So we've got first day of school is the 14th. So then I just turn it over. First day of school. And then what else do we got going on that time? 24th is no school. Need something just to hold it. There we go. 24th is no school. It's my mom's birthday, so. Okay. And then we'll go into the events here. And so I pencil these in because then I'll tell you in a second. 2nd and 17th. And then Chuck E. Cheese, the 8th. Okay, so those are the dates. Right, so I like to just see it, which is why I pencil things in. If we don't go, I don't end up doing it. But what I'll do is beginning of each month, I will start this and field trips and outings, and I list everything because there will be more on this. and then we see what we can actually. I list them out, and then I can see what we can actually fit in. Um, like typically, we don't typically do Chuck E. Cheese, but it's there if we need something fun to do. Yeah. I mean, really, I probably shouldn't even put these in here. Maybe I should do that. Change it. Maybe I will change it. Leave this just for like actual dates that they're out of school and their schooling. Maybe I should do that. I might try that see. Whiteout. This is why we're called Hot Mess Homeschool, because we're just going along. We'll get it one way or the other. Okay, there we go. And then I will put them out here. Field trips and outings. That is a good idea. Very good idea. See, we're just, because they've also got like the co-op class would go here, and they have like a PE group that they're a part of, so that would also go here. So then I can lay out their monthly schedule. I'm gonna do that. That's a good idea, Ashley. Thank you very much. Pat me on the back. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm gonna do that now. Okay, so I've gone through, listed all the important dates in the like year at a glance, I guess you'd call it. And listed the special field trips and outings on the day prior on each month. So now it's time to go in and start looking at that. I'm going to fill in the trackers too as well. So lots to fill in, lots to get ready for. Okay, so now I've gone to the back of the book. Excuse me. Dogs are going wild again. I'm in the trackers, so this is just the curriculum resources. Again, we only use Gather Round, so there's only one. I do have a reading log for the kids that I do. Just when they complete a book, the date that they complete it, and then the name and the author, just so I can see what they're reading, how much they're reading. They're actually reading like little novels or just like magazines. And then we've never made it to 2, but that would, if you have multiple kids, that would be good. And then we have the attendance trackers. So we've got audio, Onyx, 26 through 27.
I just gotta play it down.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Hey, babe. All right, and then I'm gonna bring you down and show you here. So literally, I just do the months really small. And here, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, and I just fill it in. June, July, and August.
Dad, can you guess who I am?
What's that?
Good job. I'm Han Solo. Han. Because what's his name?
Super tiny.
Mando calls him Han.
May,
And Solo.
June, July, and August. So there's, and then I when they're in when they do a day of school, just mark an X, and then at the bottom of it, I just tally. Okay. So let's keep going here. So then we have this one right here, which is another tracker. Again, if you have multiple kids, that would work really well for you. I only have 2. So I do minutes spent. All right, and this is where I write the months. So this is going to be Q1. Okay. I'll write the dates in here. So we've got 14th through the 18th. So it'll be 9/14 through 9/18. 21st to the 25th. 9/28 through 10/2. 10/5 through 10/9. Okay, and then I'm gonna keep going from there. All right, so I've got all of the quarters laid out with the weeks, and then I just fill in the numbers here like I did on last year's just kind of overview, which I have more detailed, talk about it more detailed in my other video when I went over how I used this planner last year. And then that's pretty much it for the quarter. And then I do use the expense tracker. I just like to keep track of what we're spending and what we're spending it on. But I don't really have a use for the rest of these. I just kind of like leave them in there. And then I realized that I have a bunch of new stickers now. So I was searching for stickers and I have a bunch right here. So I'm going to leave these in here. And I like to put my extra stickers that I use right here. Oops, got bent. Right. Oh, something's going on here. Put my extra stickers in there, and then they're ready to go for me to use later. And yeah, I probably should go through some of them. Like I said, I don't use a lot of them because some of them are like for actual school. And we don't do a lot of that. And then I've got this thing here, which is like where you can put something in and check it off. So sometimes I put like it feels like there's something on there. Checklists for like resources or things that we'll need, supplies that we'll need, and I'll reference it, and then I put in here what we need for the month right there. And then that's pretty much it on the actual setup part. And now I need to go through and start filling in the actual school part. So that's going to take me a hot second to get in there and to list it. But now that I've got it all set up, it's going to be easier for me to fine tune. Like roughly a unit for us is like 6 weeks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll be off, but from the quarters, but that's fine. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so it's laid out. Fun, fun, fun. Okay, so I have filled in all of the units. So like when I go back here to September, like I didn't realize that our units are only 5 weeks. They're not 6 weeks. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we end. So like we're starting with energy when school starts, and then going on to the next unit. And then I filled them in even on the overview page of the year, which is Oh my gosh, can't get them apart. Right here. Again, unpenciled because things change, life happens, and sometimes we have to, you know, flex our schedule. So I did them in pencil, and once I know for sure that they are happening, I put them in pen. But I literally went through the whole year and did it, and then I wrote down the possible field trips that we could take that correspond with the unit that we're working on. And then next would be setting up their first um like actual schoolwork, but I had to print the books to do that. So currently I'm printing. I've been printing for like 3 days solid because I'm trying to print all of their school books for the whole year, which would be close to 7 units. Which is why I say that they work their tails off, is because 5 is considered a full year and they are doing 7. So it's quite a bit of work that they would be tackling. So that's why they're starting in September. And then when I was laying out their schedule, I noticed that if we end Creepy Crawlies here, um, there's still 2 weeks of nothing. So at any point, if I needed to in the year, I can flex their schedule and put this week anywhere where we may need a break. And it would just push our units down a week. So it's very adjustable. But from here now, I need to start filling in their week. Like this would be their schoolwork. Now with the unit studies, they do the same work, just at different levels. So it's going to be like they're both going to have the same sheet of work. It's just one's going to be easier for the upper elementary level that he's in, and one's a little bit more in depth for the middle school. So even though it's 2 different kids, it's the same work page. And so I write that down here, and then we have a system where they mark it off, and then I know it's actually done. And then I put in the time. So I will kind of give you an overview of that, and then from there on out, we just kind of that's pretty much it. I do write down because there's videos that go correspond with each lesson that we do. So I do use the back of, so this is like the days. So we're gonna go to the back of this month. It's like right before the next month, right before this monthly page. And I write down the videos that correspond with each lesson. And then I color code them in the teacher's guide. So if I'm not there and they need to do it by themselves, they can, and they know where the videos fall. So they're not completely lost. They're not watching a video that is about something else when they're reading about another topic. So that's going to be the next step on that. So I'll kind of give a little bit of a setup on this, and then from there on out, it's pretty much just using it and keeping it up throughout the year. So I'm gonna try to work on this. It's gonna be a little bit hard because I'm not quite ready for school to start yet. I did get the video the unit off, which I'm going to show how because I actually print off all of their school books on their own. I don't purchase them. So like this is the teacher's guide that I have printed off and bound myself. So I will have to go in and write down which lesson we're doing, and then that corresponds with their books here. So like this is a page right here. So like if we go to lesson 8 on my younger one's schoolwork, right? And so we'll go here. This is my older one. So we're both working on, so this is the younger, this is the older. It's both lesson 8, lightning art. And so this one, they're actually is completely the same. But when we look at like their notebooking, right? Um, this one is going to be a little bit more assisted than this one. And then high school even gets less assistance. So, a little bit different. Like I said, still the same page of work. So when I list it as notebooking in here, it's both the same for them. It's just little different levels. But I am going to show you how I bind these books. Like I said, I've traveled with these, and so that'll be coming in a video. Okay, so I'm going to list some of this out, and then we will go from there. Okay, so I have essentially filled out their first week of school, with the exception of doing the videos, just because I haven't had a second to actually log in and look at what the videos are. I've pretty much laid out their first week of school already. Yeah, this is pretty much it. I do where it's color coordinated. I think it just helps visually with it being so much writing on the page. I feel like we have a better time with it that way. Um, so blue is my oldest, green is my youngest. So when it's highlighted in their color, I know that it's done. Um, and then pretty much I will take this orange one here. Actually, see, the spiral is awesome until it gets in the way. You see me like closing it and opening it a lot. In the orange slot right here is where how much time it took us to do these things. Obviously, reading I always put in because they always read for 20 minutes. And then yeah. So pretty much this whole thing is all orange, and then we write how long it took. Oh, I forgot to write in videos on these. And then when I tally it up at the end of the week, it gives me a really accurate time frame of how much things are taking. And I do that because there were times where they were blowing through things so fast. And I didn't really know how much they were actually getting, if that makes sense. They would just be done. And I'm like, well, how long did it take you? And they're like, oh, not that long. And I was like, okay, if this is it's not hard enough for them. Or, hey, this is too hard and we need to go back through this. So it just allows me to really see how much they're actually getting, or if they need more help, or if it's too easy. So I forgot to write videos in on that one. And I haven't even attempted to do their math yet. So this is all just the other subjects. I still have to print their math books and look at that. But this is pretty much it. And then like when they're done, like let's just say they're done with pledges, I'll just show you. Onyx will come over here and mark it off in green. And then audio will come over and mark it in blue. And then I know that it's done. And then I can go back through and go, okay, this is what we had planned. And then this is actually what we got done. And then when we're done with that, up here on this little blue is where I tally the minutes here. Like this. It'll look like this with the time. And then I add in the blues and I write the time in here. And I already packed away my other one in our archive box for their schoolwork. Otherwise I would show you. But then I would just write in total minutes here. And then it goes and then I add these up and it goes up here at the top. And then that top number goes in the back with the tracker. So just a way to kind of keep things, sorry, that's my dog, keep things tallied, and see where they are at. But that's pretty much it. That's how we will use it for the whole school year. And then even into the summer months, sometimes I track how much they're reading, things like that. So that's pretty much it. That is how I am setting up our planner and how we will be using it for the year. I did end up using one of these stickers because I was like, hey, I have it, so why not? I ended up using one of these stickers right here. They're a little bit harder to write on, I noticed, than the actual paper. And then I ended up writing the date up here, which was duh. So yeah. So I'll try to just use these up just for funsies. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope that helped you. And if you're using an Erin Condren planner, how to set it up, how to use it, because that comes with a lot of different pages to access. So I hope that helped you. Okay, so while I've got you guys here, I'm just going to go ahead and show you how I use this page for the videos, because I've already gone into depth on everything else. I was like, figured, why not? So this is the back, the end of the month notes page, the one right before the start of the next month. So I'm going to go ahead. I've already watched the video, so I'm going to go ahead and list them out and then color coordinate them with where they go in the teacher's guide. So if I'm not here or whatever and the kids need to do it on their own, they know where to look. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, so I wrote down, there are only 3 videos for Monday, so not too many. I normally have all of these highlighters for color coordinating. So orange is always time, so I just leave orange out because it just shows the time. Okay, and then, so like what is energy is the first video. So I'll go right here, and I don't know, we'll make it blue, I guess. And I'll just have a blue mark right before, and then I'll highlight it. And then they know that that goes right there. And I just do that with all of them. Because sometimes the videos, the list is not in order. And then we'll do the, I guess, pink. And I'm going to do this one at the end. Right. Trying to keep it all in the video here. Here. Okay. So then that's how I do the video list. And then I go and do the next day, like Tuesday the 15th. And then after the week is done, I'll just do a line and it separates the weeks. But then when I go back to the list here, if you remember that video mark I made, so it's 12 minutes. And it goes right here in the time. Okay. So that's how I do listing videos for my homeschool planner. And so they all coordinate and easy to follow along.